Hey, hello YouTube. Welcome back to Driven to Compete channel. Listen, if this is your first time hitting my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest videos. Today, I'm excited because I have a project, my first real mod to my Golf R. Came in from work today to find a package on the front porch from no other than ECS Tuning. Listen, if you guys haven't, and I'm not sponsored by these guys, but you should check their website out. They have a lot of stuff Euro-wise. So I picked up an oil change package from them with the really good high-end liquid Moly, full synthetic. Their package comes with the oil filter. It comes with a, they tell you just to go ahead and put a new oil plug in each time. I actually will reuse the factory as long as it's in great shape. They came with it. They throw in a free little flashlight keychain, big deal. But it comes with the for on the windshield. I also picked up a can of this liquid Moly Proline motor flush. I've been hearing great things about online. Some of the other channels have done some testing, and apparently that stuff's for real. Thought it would be good to keep up with the motor, keep it clean, and then I picked up an oil catch can system. I bought this for a couple reasons. First of all, made in the USA. I like that. Burger Motorsports. They've been around a while. Let me see if I can open it up. And this is cool because it's compact. I liked it because I wanted to listen. I gotta tell you, when you start researching it, like if you go on ECS's website, there's probably, I don't know, 15 options for a catch can. And you can spend, I'm not kidding you, $600 on a catch can for one of these cars. Some of them will tell you, some of them will put it up here. They'll put it here. Some of them will jam it in up in here. I've seen it located back here. I chose to go with the setup that locates it right here, and I'll tell you why. Because it's ease of access to be able to get to it, to unscrew the bottom, remove it, dump it, reattach it. So I went with here. Plus, it's a very short distance. It, in the system here, it's very short, so hopefully it's compact and it will look clean when it's done. So we're going to go ahead, and they claim it will not impact aftermarket intakes. So I thought, hey, that's a clean place to put it. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to shoot some video. Let me get it out and go through the steps on what we need to do. But you can see here I have the hood popped, I have a light propped up, and I have some protective fender covers just to make sure that, if I drop something, I don't scratch anything. So I opened it all up. First impressions, everything's bagged well. But do you notice something important? No instructions. So I guess I'm supposed to be a mind reader, and I'm supposed to just know what they're thinking from an installation standpoint. I don't know. So this is going to be an interesting install video. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to go to their website, and I'm going to see if they offer instructions. But I think everybody can agree they should be included. I should not have to go through the extra effort of finding it to make sure that I attach everything correctly. Okay, so after visiting Burger Motorsports' website, here's where I'm at. So they give you some parts here. Let me go ahead. I'll grab some of these. We'll leave the rest till later. So right here's what we're going to do. They're going to give you a couple pieces. I watched, they do have a video, link to an installation video when you look up the part. So what I've gone ahead done, I'm going to go through the steps. So they tell you the first thing to do, they tell you to pull these off. Okay, let them hang. Okay, and then they tell you to go ahead and pull this off, which it just pops on and pops off. So I'm going to take this bracket off. We're going to drop that for now. And then they tell you to go ahead and pull this flex line off. It just presses on. You can kind of see, let me see, I'm trying not to, you can see the hole right there. Right there. That came off of. So now they tell you, take this bracket. I went ahead and I assembled it because when you look online, it's hard to tell whether they want this to be mounted behind or in front. This piece right here, I'm tapping, the bracket's threaded. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a quick fit up to see which way it fits best. And as I thought, that's probably not a bad spot right there. You can see it clears, no rub issues. Let's go ahead and we're gonna need to tighten them down. There you go. So we need to go grab some tools. Let's take a quick walk. As always, this is the old walk back to the back of the garage. And let's go ahead and grab the compact ones. Here we go. Here we go. I'm not sure what we're gonna need yet. It's weird because sometimes you'll get stuff and it's all metric and sometimes it's not. It's mixed. We're gonna go ahead and we'll tighten those up to that bracket, and I'll show you that step here in just a minute. Okay, so I guessed it on the first try. It's a number 4. So we're going to go ahead and I'll back this up. Let's pull this up. So it's a number 4. I went ahead and I tightened these. Okay, so it should look like this. And I'm going to go ahead and they give you a nut here. And you don't want to over tighten this one either because that looks like that's a plastic dowel back there. But we're going to go ahead and I'll put the mount the bracket and get all that ready, and then we can start working on mounting the catch can. Okay, so I went ahead and I applied this. I used the nut that they give you along with just a simple adjustable wrench. Don't over tighten it. You just want to get it enough that it's snug, it's not moving, it's nice. These you can just press down. I just left them hanging and pushed them back there. I went ahead and I pulled the can. Let me show you a couple things I like about the can. Okay, here we go. A couple things I like about the can. First of all, it's well made. They give you 4 holes here, so you can play around with where you want this. Okay, so I could go here, I can go here, or I can go back to here. I'm going to set it back as far away from the intake tube as I can. Eventually, I do plan on putting an intake on this car, and I just want to make sure I give myself plenty of clearance. All right, with that said, I'm going to go ahead. I'll screw that fast, again, using my number 4 hex head here. So let me back this up so you can see a little better. I'm going to go ahead. I'll mount that using the provided screws, and then we can start to hook up the hoses. Okay, so I guess the easiest thing is to take this, and this, by the way, is a very nice, high-quality silicone-based hose that's going to go back here, and it's going to connect to here. Now, you can see it's made to fit the opening back at the turbo, and then it gets smaller. Now, I know this is these just press on. I would recommend, and I'm going to do, is I'm going to throw a little bit of lubricant on this side going on to here so I don't fight with it too much. And you know, that's just a suggestion. I mean, everybody's different. You can use a little bit of a soap. I think probably anything that could act as a lubricant just to help it slide on. So I'm going to connect it from here to here, and then I'm going to connect from here to this tube here, and that should finish up the installation. Literally, this is like less than 30 minutes, I think, start to finish. But we'll give you another glimpse here in just a second. Okay, so I pulled it all back apart because the bracket kept popping out of here. And you can over tighten this to a point where I'm going to strip it. So there's a lot of pressure because they give you a length of tube that's quite honestly too long. I did trim it up slightly, okay? But you only have, it tapers down. So, you know, I already taken off like an inch or more. So I've gone ahead and modified the bracket that mounts. So what I did was, you can see on the back of here, there's a tab, and it's lifting on that end. So I went ahead and I drilled a much larger hole so I could recess the head of my self-tapping screw. Then I went ahead and I did drill the center so that all I have to self-tap is into the firewall on the car, just so I can mount this and it will hold and it won't come loose. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll mount that a while for you. Okay, so I went ahead, drilled and screwed an extra support into that bracket. Now that thing is solid, okay? Because you have a lot of pressure right here pushing on that hose because of the shape. And I'm probably gonna have to do some more trimming on that hose anyway, because it's bent and it's lifting down here at the bottom, so it's not on as nicely as I'd like. And I know I'm also probably gonna have to trim the hose from here to here because they give you way more than you need. So with that said, let me trim up a couple of these pieces and we can get you to the last step. Okay, so there you have it. I did do some changes when I put it back together. First of all, I went back and just wanted to verify instructions again. And you want to come from the turbo over to what they call the outside. Inside is going to be coming from your intake into here. I did move it over to the, just to give myself the right angle that this down here wanted to sit just perfectly. Overall, now that it's installed, I like it. Let me give you a turn back here. I am disappointed that there weren't any brackets, or I'm sorry, instructions, and I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't give you an alternative to help you support that bracket better. And the hoses could have been a little bit better. You know, they're not very specific on this hose is two different sizes, when realistically this end here is very difficult to get on. Either side I would have put it on would have been difficult. So, you know, but I am glad I installed it. There was oil in my intake. I ended up pulling this tube off just to give myself a little bit better access back there, and to put that to drill that bracket mounting location. And there is oil a little bit in the intake, so you know, at 12,500 miles it's got a little bit of oil pushing. So with that said, let me step back here. Hey guys, so I wanted to throw this in before the end of the video because I've been driving the car and I've had nothing but issues with this Burger Motorsports oil catch can, and I'm going to show you why here. So this hose continues to come off. So you can see it's loose right now. You press it on, it's on tight, it comes off. So I'm going to end up putting a clamp on it. I'm going to try first and foremost, but I have a feeling that one's going to be too small. So I'm going to go into another one here that I have, and I'm going to put a clamp on it. But I think that everybody can agree that you should not have to do that. And, you know, it's because of how rigid this tube is. So when you push that in and play, and I trimmed this, can you imagine? I trimmed it on this end, not down here, but can you imagine how much longer it was? Both the hoses actually were longer than they should have been. Overall, I thought the quality of this piece right here, the machining and the aluminum and everything was top notch. But I'm just disappointed that, one, there were no instructions. Two, the hoses are, quite honestly, don't fit. They're crap. And, you know, I tried calling, and good luck getting somebody on the phone. So, okay, so with that, there you have it, installation of the Burger Motorsports oil catch can. And, you know, it turned out well. There you have it. You know, I like the price on this unit. I think it was somewhere right around 230 bucks. I did not care for the fact it didn't come with instructions. I didn't care for the lack of extra support to mount it to the firewall. Ended up having to modify that myself. Not a fan of the hoses. I did have to do some trimming to make it all fit correctly. Again, something that should have been like a 30-minute in and out. I think they even claimed that on their webpage. Really wasn't. I'm sweating like crazy. You know, trying to up and down, trying to just get this thing done. Again, as I do on this channel a lot, I try new tasks. Sometimes they go well, sometimes they don't. My suggestion to you would be, whatever you do, don't give up trying. Keep trying, and you will prevail. Thank you very much for your time today. Driven to Compete. Watch, like, subscribe. Have a great day.